Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss about chapter first, that is the living words. Dear student, the living words. Actually, how wonderful is the living word? The wide range of living types is amazing. The extraordinary habitat in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountains, deciduous forest, ocean, freshwater, lakes, deserts, or hot spring, leave us speechless. Dear student, now what is living? Actually, living beings have many characteristics in which the first all living organisms grow. Dear student, the characteristics of growth are increase in number and increase in mass of individual. Multicellular organisms grow by cell division, in which is different in plants and animals. In plants and the growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout the life, whereas in animals it is restricted up to a certain age. In living organism, growth is from inside. Dear students, you can see here the growth in a plant. Okay. Uh, this is the different stages of growth in the life cycle of a plant. And here you can say different different stages of growth. And here you can see the different stages of growth, that is from seed to seedling, seedling to tree. And second characteristics of living being, all living organism reproduce. Organism reproduces to produce their own kind. It may be asexual or sexual. Fungi produces by producing millions of asexual spores. In lower organisms like yeast and hydra, budding is seen. Generation is seen in planaria, where a fragmented organism regenerates the last part of its body and become a new organism. But there are some organisms which do not reproduce at all, like mussels, sterile workers bees, infertile humans, couples, etc. Thus, reproduction cannot be an all-inclusive defining characters of the living organism. You can see here different stages of the human pregnancy, from fertilized to birth, and elephant and their offspring. Here you can say asexual reproduction in different organism, for example in fungus, and there is the zoospore, sporangiosperm, chlamydospores, urea, conidia. These are the spores formation and for the means of asexual reproduction. And here you can see in bread that is a yeast and conidia formation, sporulation. These are the means for the asexual reproduction in different types of organism. Here you can see the budding in hydra and yeast. First hydra, in there are outgrowth takes place after this outgrowth ties from parents hydra and which form a new hydra, and budding is also found in yeast. Regeneration in planaria. Regeneration is also a type of reproduction in which body part or part of organ which form a new organism is called regeneration, which is found in planaria. Here you can see the planaria cut into different parts, and each parts form a new planaria. Regeneration in hydra. Regeneration is also takes place in hydra, and next characteristics of living being is metabolism. All living organisms are made up of chemicals. These chemicals are constantly being made up and changed into some other biomolecules by chemical reactions or metabolic reactions that are occurring simultaneously inside the all living organism. The sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is metabolism. And cellular organization. All living organisms have cellular organization of body. Some are unicellular and other are multicellular. Level of cellular organization. Here you can see the organism whole body made up from organ system. Organ system comprises of organs. Organs are comprises of tissue, and tissue comprises by cell. That means a group of cell is called tissue, and a group of tissue is organ, and organ, a group of organ form organ system, and organ system for organism, organic body. And here you can say level of organization. The body of cellular level organization, that is made up from cell. Cell makes tissue, and many tissue form organs, organ form organ system, and organ system form organism. And cell made up from atom, molecules, and organelles. Here you can see also cell form tissue, tissue system, tissue organ, and organ system. And next characteristics of living being is response to stimuli. All living organisms have ability to sense their surrounding or environment and respond to these environmental stimuli. The stimuli may be physical, chemical, or biological. A living organism, these are self-replicating, evolving, and self-regulating interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli. So here you can see stimulus, and there is a stimulus, that is the heart, which stimuli response of heart we can sense by our skins. Now most important characteristics of movement. In all organism, in all living beings possesses movement. So here that is in plants also movement takes place. Here you can see the tendrils of a fern. Here you can see the growth in a plants, which is a type of movement. And here is also a movement. Here movement takes place in the direction of light. This is the phototropism. Next topic, biodiversity. Yes, students, biodiversity means types of organism, types of living beings in a particular area. Thus, the number and types of organism, plants and animals present on earth is called biodiversity. Here you can say different types of organism: flower, scorpion, butterfly, fish, birds. These are the different types of organism. So this is the biodiversity of that place. So that means biodiversity takes place in a particular time in a particular place. You can say that plant biodiversity of district Sonbhat, animal diversity of India, plant diversity in your school campus, KB NTPC Rihannagar. What is biodiversity? So here you can see also different types of organism which show the biodiversity. Now next term which is important for you, nomenclature. Actually, naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world is called nomenclature. And identification, the process of describing organism correctly for nomenclature is called identification. Now next term, scientific name. It ensures that each organism has only one name. It also ensures that such a name has not been used for any other known organism. Scientific name has two components. The first, generic name, and second is the specific name. That is why scientific name is called binomial nomenclature. It was first of all given by Carolus Linnaeus. For example, in Magnifera indica, which is the scientific name of mango, represent Magnifera is genus and indica is the species. That means the binomial nomenclature made up of two words. First is generic and second is specific name. Here you can see other examples also. For human being, Homo sapiens. Homo represent genus and sapiens represent species. And other example, frog, Rana tigrina. Here Rana indicate the genus and tigrina denotes its species. Here you can see rules for nomenclature. That means how to write a nomenclature, a scientific name of an individual, that is plants or animals. That is the scientific name are generally in Latin and written in italic. The first word of scientific name represents the genus, while the second word represents the species. When handwriting, then both words are underlined separately or printed in italics indicate their Latin origin. First word starts with capital letter, whereas second word starts with small letter. That is the genus start from capital letter and species start from small letter. Now classification. It is process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable character. Classification is done on the basis of some similarities and dissimilarities. And next term, taxonomy. The branch of biology which deals with classification of living organisms into different taxa is called taxonomy. Basis of modern taxonomic study: external and internal structure, along with the structure of cell development process, ecological information of organism, hence characterization, identification, classification and nomenclature are the process that are the basic taxonomy. Systematics. The branch of biology which deals with the systematic study of different kind of organism and their diversities as well as relationship among them is called systematic. It is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organism. Now taxonomy category. Classification is not a single step process but involves hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or category. Since the category in of part of all over taxonomic arrangement, it is called taxonomic category, and all categories together called taxonomic hierarchy. Each category referred to as a unit of classification called taxon. All organisms have common categories such as kingdom, phylum or division. For plants, class, order, family, genus, species. Now The smallest hierarchy of the classification is a species. So, species are the group of individual organism with fundamental similarities. One should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on the distinct morphological difference. For example, Panthera tigris and Panthera leo. Here, tigris and leo are the species, different species. Now, genus. It comprises a group of related species which has more characteristics in common in comparison to species of other genera. Genera are aggregate to of closely related species. For example, potato, tomato, brinjal are the three different species but all belong to genus Solanum. Lion, leopard and tigers are the three different species but all belong to the same genus Panthera. Now next taxon, family. It has a group of related genera with still less number of similarities as compared to genus and species. Families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive feature of the plant species. For example, three different genera Solanum, Petunia, Dhatura are placed in the family Solanaceae. Genus Panthera and Felis is the family Felidae. And next taxon is order. Order being a higher category in the assemblage of the families which exhibit a few similar characters. Plant families like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in order Polemonians, mainly based on the floral characters. Family Felidae and Cancidae are included in the same order Carnivora. Now, class, that is different orders make a class. It includes related orders. For example, class Mammalia has different orders like Primata, Carnivora, etc. Now, phylum, that is the that means many classes make a phylum. That is classes comprising animals like fishes, amphibia, reptiles, birds and mammals constitute the next higher category called phylum. All these are included in phylum Chordata on the basis of presence of notochord and dorsal holochord neural system. In plants, it is called division. Okay. So, dear students, phylum is used for animals, but in plants we use division in place of phylum. Now, kingdom. Kingdom is the highest category of classification. That is, all animals belonging to various phyla are placed in a kingdom Animalia, and all plants from various divisions are placed in kingdom Plantae. So, here again you can see the hierarchy of classification, that is the highest categories or highest hierarchy of classification is kingdom, then phylum or division. Division is used for only plants, then class, then order, family, genus, species. So the smallest hierarchy for classification is the species. Okay, thank you.